I feel like a paranoid guy would get that text from his girlfriend and be like, shit, this is a test. Shit, I'm gonna fail.
I'm being tested.
It's not a test, though. It's just a quiz.
Right. We just want to know more about you.
We just want to know all your faults because there are so many.
We already know them, though. We just want to know your love language.
Yeah. Hey, you're listening to Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. We're babes, we make bad decisions, and we're here to tell you about them. My name's Elaina.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Emily. I can't go through your intro without like, hey.
Hey. It's really cringy because when I edit and I export the audio files without all of the intro stuff in it, it starts playing automatically. So out of nowhere, it's just so loud. It's like, hey!
She's overly peppy.
It's too peppy for me.
Alrighty, so Charlotte's making us drink, so we're drinking this episode.
I'm a little bit more in than you guys are, but
I need one of those
true.
like caps with the straws.
Oh, like Smitty, Werber,
like fucking
Merber,
SpongeBob.
Man?
Yeah. So I can just sit here and drink and not move and just have it, you know.
All right, ladies. So this week,
the boys are back.
The boys are back in town. Actually, 30% of our listener base is men. So,
That's
hey,
crazy.
gentlemen, what's up?
That's
Hey, boys.
disgusting.
We're gonna learn you something
Only
today.
30%, and then they still can't get their shit right.
Yeah.
Well, I
Get
mean,
it
I don't
together.
think any of us are having sex with any of those men.
No, I think I am.
Except maybe I think you're having sex with 1%
That
of them.
1%. That 1% is
No, I'm
Elena's.
having sex with
With
all
all
30%.
It's actually technically
part of a
29, but
How does your boyfriend feel about
it's
that?
part of a study. Okay.
Anyway,
All
we're
right.
talking about
You
love
suck.
Okay. Okay.
That's the name of the study.
So this week,
suck.
Sorry.
as Charlotte so gracefully said, this week we're talking about love languages. And all right,
You love
Yep.
them. You hate them.
their
Yep,
languages.
Period. Oh my god, I feel like this episode's gonna be so chaotic with
Ooh,
all of
can't
our
wait.
different energies because we're like on so many different levels right now.
Correct.
Like I was on the fucking what is it? What's the saying where you're like on the bridge, but like
On
not.
the edge.
The edge.
I was on the bridge. Taking a nice stroll on the bridge.
edge. Don't push me,
Anyway.
because I am close to the
bridge.
edge.
So I was on the edge of a panic attack, 5 White Claws in, and I came home.
And here we are.
Here we are.
No, it's gonna be a good episode.
Yeah,
ready.
all
I
right. So
feel it.
before we get into it, our dear listeners, if you want to find out your love language, you can go take the quiz, which is what we all took, and it's the number 5, lovelanguages.com. And if you just search love language quiz, then you'll find it. Okay, so before we begin, well, we are beginning. This is the beginning. We've begun. The 5
Done about 4 minutes ago.
So, as we've begun, the 5 love languages are receiving gifts, which is pretty straightforward, quality time, which is like spending meaningful time with somebody, physical touch, acts of service, which is doing something for someone else to help them out / lighten their load, and then words of affirmation, which is love through words, saying how you feel, or like affirming them. So usually these are for, the quiz explains how you receive love the best, you know, like how you like other people to show you love. And we'll go into like the other side of it later. But first, I want us to guess what each other's top love language is. And I think you guys like ruined it earlier.
Okay.
Well, Elaina, the idiot here.
But Elaina, what I thought yours was gonna be
I suck.
was was physical touch. That's what I thought yours was. And then Char, I thought yours was gifts.
Mine is 100% gifts. If you know me,
Yeah.
If you've heard the podcast, if you listened to fucking what was the last episode? What's the episode that's coming out on Sunday?
The 7 deadly dating sins.
Oh yeah, you know it's gifts.
Yeah. Charlotte's
I-
like, just get me things and I don't even fucking
But
care.
like, even without knowing Elena's, I would think yours is quality time just because, like, I mean, that's like one thing that you and your current boyfriend like make at the top of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Put at the top of each other's wants and needs list. Like
Uh-huh.
100% like the time you have off from work is the time you spend together. So that's like one reason I kind of like assumed it was going to be quality time,
That's fair.
not even knowing your results.
I think mine used to be physical touch, and I think it has slowly I've slowly morphed into not wanting anyone to touch me.
Don't touch me.
You've become Charlotte.
But yes, mine is quality time. Actually, what was interesting. Well, actually, let's guess what Emily's is first, and then we can talk about this.
Okay, I think Emily's is either quality time or touch.
I think hers is touch.
Mine is.
It could also be words of affirmation, but I think it's touch.
Oh wait, actually, yeah, no. I take mine back. My top two are words of affirmation and touch, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
How do we do?
Touch
How'd
is
we
my
do?
top, and then words of affirmation is my second one. But Lainey, you were gonna say something.
I was gonna say what mine were, because mine, I have a lot of like really high percentages.
Well, I was about to ask
has
you.
a tie
So
for one
what?
of them.
Wait, first, what are your top ones?
So I have like top two. So my top two is quality time and physical touch.
Okay.
But then coming up in the rear, like pretty close after that, is acts of service and words of affirmation, which are both tied.
Wow.
So quality time is 30%, physical touch is 27%, and then both words of affirmation and acts of service are 20%.
Oh wow.
And then gifts is 3% because fuck that.
Wait, I think gifts is 3% for me too.
Hey.
Physical touch is 10% for me, which just shows don't fucking touch me.
And I'm all 10%.
And receiving gifts was my top, and then coming in second
By a lot.
By a lot.
What was the percentage?
37, and then quality time was 23, acts of service was 17, and then words of affirmation was 13, and then coming in last was physical touch.
Yeah, so like receiving gifts for Charlotte is like so much farther ahead than any of the other ones.
Yeah, no, it's like up there.
Yeah, if you want Charlotte to love you, just buy her things.
Just buy her things. All the things.
It doesn't matter what. Just
You gotta have that cash money.
that's true.
Goodbye.
Charlotte doesn't date any scrubs. Yeah, so mine.
I don't date poor men.
So
And
problematic.
that's why you still haven't dated me. Okay.
Because
True.
you suck.
True.
No, because I'm poor. So, all right, my top one was physical touch. It was 37%.
Okay.
That's what my receiving gifts was.
And then words of affirmation were 23, acts of service 20, quality time 17, and then receiving gifts was 3%.
Yep.
So basically what I'm hearing is I'm a piece of shit.
No, because obviously it's a valid way to receive love.
Yeah, this guy wrote a whole book on it.
Yeah, clearly.
That means it has to be valid.
Oh boy.
So, what do your like top 3 or top 4 or top 2? Let's do 2 or 3. Top 2 or 3
Okay.
love languages like mean to you.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. Charlotte looked at me.
You always go first. It's like our thing. I ask the question, you go, well, and then you pause for a whole 6 seconds, and then you talk,
Correct.
and then Charlotte goes, yeah, pretty much.
Correct. This is exactly how these go.
And then I answer my
Okay.
own question.
So quality time is my top one. I mean, that one's pretty self-explanatory, but to me personally, it's about like we said this in a past episode, being really present with your energy and having quality time with that person. So not just sitting in a room with them doing your own thing, you know, like doing something together or just having some kind of like quality time. And then physical touch, the way they describe it in the quiz is a lot of, oh, it's meaningful to me when my partner touches me in public in a non-sexual way, or when we hold hands or something like that. So that's kind of how I see that one. And then my other ones are tied, but I'll say acts of service because I feel like that one is in my mind pretty high. But for acts of service for me, I think of like just doing things for me that I don't have to ask you to do, or taking time out of your day to do something that will help me, or that it's something that I will really appreciate. Like my current boyfriend, like he cooks me dinner all the time. I feel like that's an act of service.
No, I think Elaina summed up most of them pretty well.
Stuff like that.
But like relating what my response was to me individually, I think my top 3 all add up to the same thing at the end of the day. So I got receiving gifts, acts of service, and quality time. And at the end of the day, like I see those all on the same level because like I don't like, yeah, you could get receiving gifts as your top, but I don't expect to get like some bougie ass gift. Like even like a card just saying how much like something I've done meant to them or how much I mean to them like is a gift in my mind. So I feel like they all add up to the same thing, like taking time out of their schedule to like make you realize how much you mean to them in a way, whether it's gift, an act, or just time together. I think they all add up to the same thing, and like that's probably, it makes sense because that's what I look for in my significant other.
Obviously mine is like physical touch very much at the top, and I think it mainly has to do with how I was raised because like my family's a very touchy family. Like we're Italian and we're Southern, so we show all of our love through hugs and kisses and like being close, and I think that's just obviously continued into my life and how I show love to not only my partner but to my friends. And it's really nice. It's like a nice way to wordlessly show that you're close to somebody, you know, like cuddling, or when you're out in public together, like holding my hand or putting your hand on my back or like your arm around me. Just, it's like that physical closeness is, it's like that wordlessness. It just means a lot. And words of affirmation is my next one, and then acts of service, but they're both pretty close. And it's just really nice. I don't need words of affirmation a lot, but like my main ex and I used to have this thing where we'd say remind me to each other, and then we would, you know, send a long text or whatever about like what the other person meant to us, what, you know, we loved about them, what we cherished about them, whatever. And it was just really nice to hear those things vocalized, because they may be thinking it or you may be thinking it, but like, you know, I don't always know what you truly think of me or how you truly feel about me until you like tell me.
Right.
And that, of course, who doesn't love to hear like all the lovely things about you? Yeah. And then acts of service is just great. You know, that kind of even balance of partnership of like, you care enough to do these things for me. Like you help me and I help you, and we like make each other's lives easier. Like it just makes the whole relationship better. It makes our lives better. All of that. So that's what that means to me. And then what are examples of how you like to be shown these? Just give me like 1 or 2 for your top 2.
So receiving gifts, you know, the Louis Vuitton bag was up
God.
there.
Okay, but what were the circumstances surrounding that gift?
Okay,
I don't think you've really explained that. I just know that you got a Louis Vuitton bag.
That gift was New Year's and our 6th month.
Okay.
So he did this whole thing where he basically asked me what I wanted. He got a hotel room. We went out to dinner, and we kind of celebrated New Year's and our 6th month, since our 6th month was on New Year's, like all in one. And then we went and he got me the bag. So, yeah, you know, that's definitely up there for receiving gifts.
So it wasn't just because it was like this big expensive item. It was because of like all of it surrounding.
And like that was like one of the questions too. I just remember the response being like, you look forward to a holiday because you know they're gonna like kind of splurge on you, which is true in my past relationship. But like even just, I remember recently Elena's boyfriend did this whole thing where he like got her sushi and flowers, and like that's a gift in my mind. And 100% like that would mean, you know, the price tag isn't the same, but like that would mean as much.
Shit.
I don't know, man. It was fucking expensive sushi.
It was public sushi.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was from Sakura. Okay.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
She's like, don't downgrade that.
I do fucking love
bitch.
Sakura.
It was not expensive sushi, but
no, but like in my mind, that like a card and some small gesture is the same.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's labeled the same. So like that would be something I look for with receiving gifts, and like I think quality time is right up there because they took the time to get it and then spend either whatever you're going to do with it, like dinner. In both of our cases was dinner. So like they took that time to make it sort of an event, which was really nice.
I agree. I think For quality time for me, since that's my main one, it was so thinking on the same situation that she was just talking about. So of course I love the flowers and the sushi and all of that, and I appreciate that he took the time to go out and get those for me. But for me, what made it really special was that he did those things in order to have special quality time with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So I took away from that more of the quality time aspect of it, just
Mhm.
because that is my main thing. And physical touch, I guess a little bit less, what's the word? Traditional? I don't know. Not like a holding hands or whatever,
Yeah.
but
She wants more,
I
bitch.
like a different example would be like I work at a restaurant, so I'm on my feet all day and I get home and I'm really tired, and like my boyfriend rubs my feet and like gives me massages often.
I can't
Yeah.
get over the fact that he does that shit. I would never
All
touch
the
my
time.
man's feet.
My main ex
No,
did
no,
that
no.
all the time with me. He would
Oh my
literally
God,
always ask
no.
me, do you want a back rub? Can I rub your back? Can I like,
And it's so nice.
Yeah.
And I love it, and it's not even because it's a super like it's not a sexual thing.
yeah.
But it's just nice to, I don't know, it's just I feel appreciated and kind of doted on in
Yeah.
that way.
That's always a
So.
nice feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, physical touch is obviously being my main one, it means a lot. And then with my main ex, he was super touchy like I was. And once we got out of that honeymoon stage and we were, into the later years of our relationship, we weren't always super, super touchy, but it was like those little touches that meant a lot. And like I said before, he would always, ask to rub my back or rub my feet, whatever. And then I realized going into my more recent ex, he was not touchy. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize, I kind of took it for granted until I realized what it was like to have a relationship without that. Because, like, he didn't like to cuddle. He didn't, like, want to rub my back. He didn't want to hold my hand. Like,
That's not gonna fly.
I
with
know.
Emily.
And it was just, no. I was like,
That'd be
"Can you
perfect for me."
act like you like me, please. Like, what?
right.
And I just remember you were there, Elaina, and your boyfriend and our other friend, and we were like walking around the farmer's market, and he put his arm around me, and I was like,
I remember there were a couple
She was
things and you were
done.
shocked.
I was, no, genuinely, because he's like not a touchy guy, and I just realized, I didn't realize how much I took it for granted because it's such a common thing in like my daily life with my friends and my family and with my ex before him, that with
Right.
him I was like touch starved. I
I was
didn't
gonna say you were starving.
Yeah, well, I listen to Emily talk about physical touch, and like I think back to my ex and I, like we both are just not physical touch people. Oh my lord, physical touch people, but we both started like cuddling and like holding hands, and like this was kind of like uncomfortable for us at first,
Yeah.
but like it started to grow on us, and I feel like that's where people who might see physical touch as just not their love language, like depending on the person you're with,
Yeah.
could change very easily.
Yeah, and I
That's true.
think the physical closeness to me is a direct indicator of like emotional closeness. And that's just how it feels to me. Like if I can be close with you physically, I can be close with you emotionally. Do you think the way that you show love and that you receive love are different?
So my go-to answer was yes, but honestly, I think it's actually no, because at first I was viewing it as the gifts I had received were very different from how I showed my love, but I also showed them through smaller gestures more often. So I feel like it's the same at the end of the day,
Like
just
what?
like so he would like buy a hotel and buy dinner, and like that has a different price tag attached to it than me sending like care packages. So at first I was like, oh, those are totally different, but at the end of the day they're really not. They're
Right.
both gifts, and like I took time to make them and he took time to book them or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day they're the same. So I would say yeah.
And
Yeah.
sorry, jumping back, Elaina, something you said made me think of this. Do you think the way we perceive how we receive love is based off the love language that we most desire? Or do you think, because you were saying, your boyfriend gave you these things, but it's because he wanted that quality time with you, and that being, your main love language, do you think it was you reading it as that? Or was it because that's how it actually is? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you think your love language changes how you perceive how your partner shows you love?
A little bit. I know specifically because of something that he said that was his intention behind that specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just think about if Charlotte had been in the same situation, like she was talking about how the sushi and stuff like that would have been really meaningful to her.
Yeah.
So I do think, depending on the person and your love language, obviously you're still going to enjoy the thing that isn't your main love language, but I think it does affect how you perceive stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I actually have a question for you too, because I also look back, and a lot of the times, like, I look at words of affirmation being a part of my relationship and not realizing it.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, a text only means so much. So what we would do, we would write handwritten, because like going back, I had a long distance relationship. So with that, we would write handwritten letters.
Yeah.
Do you receive that as words of affirmation, or do you receive that as a gift? Because it's something physical you can keep and hold.
I would still say that's words of affirmation.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. I think because we both have gifts as our lowest love language, and it's not like, it's not the paper and like the physical note that means something to me. It's what they said to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, then I think I show love differently. Like, I would rather receive gifts, but like the way I presented it was like gestures like that, a card, a letter, anything like that.
Right.
So yeah, I would say I receive and give back differently.
Yeah. Well, even before, because you were saying like what the gift, like you were saying gifts as in like cards, and like cards that say what they mean, what I mean to them, cards that say what they appreciate about me. Like, I personally wouldn't take that as a gift. I would take that as words of affirmation. So when you were describing gifts, you were kind of also describing words of affirmation. And I forget where that ranks on your love language, Char, but
I think there's a little bit of overlap, I think, but I think one of my main ones is acts of service in terms of how I show love. And that one's, I guess, a little bit lower on my receiving list, even though I feel like in my daily life I do really appreciate those things. But I also think that quality time is one of the ways that I show love. So I think there's a little bit of overlap, but also a little bit of difference.
Yeah. I think obviously physical touch is still my number one way to show love.
Yeah.
And then I feel like acts of service then ranks higher for me, because I, like doing their dishes, or like bringing them coffee, or bringing them whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that means more coming from me. Like, I see it as more meaningful when I do those things for somebody. And obviously, like, I strive to tell someone how much they mean to me. But it just, with that, it kind of depends on the relationship, because, like, my main ex was way more open. We would do those, remind me texts, and, like, explain our thoughts on each other and our relationship and all of that. And then with my more recent ex, like, he wasn't like that. So we weren't super wordy in our relationship,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think physical touch is still my number one, and then acts of service would be my next one, versus my third on how I like to receive. So what the fuck did I mean by this? I wrote, how do you think balance comes into play between the 5 love languages for you? Okay, I think I know what I mean by this. Okay.
Action.
I wish I was a lightweight. This is when I wish I was a lightweight.
Okay. So this is what I wrote, but I'm going to explain it in a second. How do you think balance comes into play between the 5 love languages for you? And what I think I meant by that was, like, how do each of the 5 languages balance out for you? Like, do you feel like you need them to come together? Do you feel like you need, 2 intertwined? Or, like, what kind of balance do you need between the ones that are most important to you? Elaina.
I feel like my results from my test are pretty accurate. I feel like I need most of them. Like, gifts is
what were the
down there.
percentages? Were they, like, all in the 20s?
Pretty much.
Well, if you were listening.
You don't have to give all of the percentages again, but I just meant
like my top one was 30, and then all of them range from 30 to 20.
Okay.
Other than gifts. So they're all pretty similar in terms of percentages. And I think that's pretty accurate. I need a little sprinkle of everything. Except for gifts, that's kind of fine. Charlotte?
Char?
Gifts stood out a little bit more than the others. For being honest.
I was commenting on how skewed hers is.
Yeah.
So, like, gifts is, like, its own level. And then quality time, I would say it's its own level. And then the bottom 3 are acts of service, words of affirmation, and physical touch. Those would definitely, they're, like, 10, 13, 17. And in my mind, that's, like, they're basically ranked the same.
I feel like all you did is go over your stats again. I want you to actually talk about them.
Oh.
Wait, so your
real
top
life.
2.
Thank God Elena's sober right now
Your
because
Keeping us on
Emily
track.
and I
Wait, okay,
are on, like, Mars.
Your top 2 are gifts and quality time?
Yeah, I would say, okay, balance-wise, from the test, they don't balance.
Yeah.
But, like, in my mind, I would see them the same. Like, if my mans took off from work to spend a day with me, I would see that as also a gift in my mind. So, like, yeah, they would be on the same platform balance-wise because I'm, like, basically your time is a gift to me right now.
So your gifts aren't just material.
Exactly, yeah, 100%.
So profound.
Their presence is a gift.
Whoa, dude. I've never really thought about it like that.
Holy shit.
Alive. Fuck.
Oh, okay. I think my top 3, which are physical touch and then words of affirmation and then acts of service, I feel like they balance, but physical touch is obviously so much higher for me that, like, I couldn't, like, even if I got all the other ones without physical touch, I wouldn't feel fulfilled in a relationship.
Right.
And then acts of service and words of affirmation are on the same level for me. So, like, yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Why did that seem like
This
the
is
longest
so
story I've ever
hard. This is so hard.
Like,
I'm so sorry.
I'm just gonna keep drinking, you know?
Okay. But yeah, the second 2 definitely need a balance, but physical touch I need more than anything.
I'm so
So-
glad we got there.
I need it.
On that topic, could either of you live without one of them? Like, essentially your lowest one.
I absolutely could live without physical touch. I never want it in my life. Don't.
So you're never going to have sex again?
Okay, sex and physical touch are 2 different things on this test.
Not really.
No.
Okay, no, they are because every question they referred to as physical touch was out in public, holding hands.
Non-sexual
Okay, so you're
intimacy.
just not going to touch them until you want to fuck.
Bro, I like barely ever touched anyone I was with in the past. Out in public, never.
That's so weird.
Thanks, I hate it.
No, I don't hold hands. Your hands get fucking sweaty. Don't touch my back. That's my back sweat, bitch. Like,
Oh, so your reasoning is you're just a
I
sweaty
sweat like a pig.
If you can't be sweaty with your partner, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, seriously.
Only in bed, bitches.
Oh my god.
Ew.
Could I live without gifts? I mean, yes.
Not on
But-
Christmas.
Right. I still like gifts, don't get me wrong. And for me, I would rather, it's less about the money and more about the meaningfulness behind it. So, I guess I could, but I'd rather not. Buy me something.
True. I think, and we discussed this in, not the last episode, but the one before it. I'm so bad at receiving gifts. Like, when my more recent ex tried to buy me fucking jeans, I couldn't even, like, he was like, just pick out something. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. It does not compute.
You would pick out a ring and be like, this is it, bitch.
Like a ring? Like an engagement ring? Was that the joke?
No.
Like a ring?
Like a ring
Like
in American
the
Eagle.
ring?
Dear Lord, help us with this episode, please. I'm doing a prayer for us.
All right. Switching gears a little bit. How have your love languages lined up with your past partners, and did it change from partner to partner?
Nope, they stayed the same, bitch. I like my Louis Vuitton bags.
Don't yell into your microphone.
Yeah, that was pretty loud. I think that they have changed between partners. I think my ex was a little bit more into giving gifts. I think that was one of his ways of showing love. And my current boyfriend is not necessarily as into that. And I don't know. I feel like currently our love languages match up a little better. I mean, clearly I don't really like receiving gifts as a love language, my 3%. So, yeah. I don't think my way of showing love has changed much, but I think theirs is definitely different.
Mine 100% has stayed the same.
You already said that.
Since you're
Well,
one
I
boyfriend.
screamed the last time, so I thought I would say it as a normal human being.
Thank you. Wow. So kind.
So
They
considerate.
stayed
Wow.
the same.
Emily?
I think with my main ex, our love languages lined up pretty well. It was a lot of physical touch and then words of affirmation. And, I mean, a lot of quality time, but that's just because we just spent a lot of time together.
Right.
And then my more recent ex, our love languages didn't line up as much because he was a big gift giver. Like, that was his thing. And that's, I think, how he felt the most love, too. And I kind of had to adjust with, giving gifts, and even if it was little, like, just paying more attention to that. But the physical touch thing, like I said before, was hard because he wasn't a super touchy person and I was. And I was like, okay, we need to find some balance here. Otherwise, I'm not going to feel loved.
I'm going to shrivel up and die.
Exactly. And then did it cause any issues for you guys, like having either different love languages or them not exactly lining up? And like, did you have any conversations or talks about love languages in general or any of the issues it caused?
I think the fact that my ex was really into gift giving, and similar to what you were saying, I think that's also how he felt loved in return, I think did end up being a little bit of an issue. I don't know that we ever had any explicit talks about it, but yeah, I mean, I think it's hard because when you have issues in a relationship, there's like a million reasons behind those issues, but I think not having lining up love languages can really lead to feeling like unfulfilled, unloved, or just not, I guess unfulfilled is the best way to put it, which makes you just unhappy in general, even if you can't put your finger on why specifically.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I agree with that, but also I didn't talk to my significant other about love languages at all, which I think, even looking back, I really don't know what his, how he wanted to receive love 100%. So I think that, first of all, just gets a little bit, you're kind of a guessing game to how you hope they would want to receive love. But I think he was looking for words of affirmation because I think he liked the whole writing letters and taking the time to text each other, basically how you're feeling, and talk about how we mean to each other.
Mm-hmm.
While I loved the gifts part, but I think that's what also made it a little bit bad at the end, because I was kind of expecting the gifts,
right,
instead of having the surprise attached to the gift. So I think it loses meaning and it loses value.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a sticky situation, but
so sticky.
Yeah, no, it's sticky.
Fuck you guys.
I don't
That's
really know how
enough.
to end that. Basically, I think when I started to expect them is when we hit some rocky points, because it lost value and meaning to each gift.
Yeah.
Which I think made it harder for him and also harder for me, because I was at this level where I just expected him to know exactly how I was feeling, which is never going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you get to that point, I think that's exactly when you should have this talk, how each other wants to receive and reciprocate love.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you can have that talk as early on as possible, I think you should.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
yeah.
I look back and I wish I had this talk.
Yeah.
Because I still don't know how he would have wanted to receive love.
Right.
Yeah, even if it's just flat out here are my love languages. Even if you don't know how else to word it, it might be a little bit of a weird conversation to start on, but it will definitely help the relationship in the long run, especially if you guys don't have the same love languages.
Super important.
Yeah, because like with my more recent ex, it did make me feel super disconnected from him, like him not being super touchy, and then having those moments where he would be touchy. And like, I mean, I did tell him, like, I am a touchy person, like, I need to be cuddled, I need to be held, like, I need something from you. And that caused definitely an issue of like, I felt disconnected from him at points.
Yeah.
And then obviously we broke up, and we have been like friends with benefits since. And we hooked up, and afterwards I knew he didn't like to cuddle, so I was like just laying there and grabbing my phone or whatever, and he's like, why are you so far away from me? I was like,
you're like, oh, now you want to cuddle?
I know.
Me, bitch.
I was like, I know you don't like to cuddle. Like, why would I then assume that, like, we're not even in a relationship, especially now? Why would you want to cuddle me? You know?
Yeah.
And we didn't have any conversations about it. I was just going from a relationship where our love languages lined up so much to a relationship where ours didn't. We didn't have a conversation about it, but I took very specific notes about, oh, here's what he's been doing for me, this is how he's showing love, here's what he isn't doing, or here's when he seems the most happy or fulfilled, or whatever. And I mean, obviously he wasn't doing that with me because he's a man, but
called him out.
I mean, I think having a conversation would have definitely helped some of those issues in the long run. Not the main issue of why we broke up, but
right. Even if it's just, I mean, send them the test. Be like, hey, take this quiz.
Yeah.
Everyone loves a quiz.
I posted my results on my Finsta, and I was like, wow, crazy.
Oh my God.
And the number one was physical touch, and he follows my Finsta with, I think, 2 of his accounts or whatever. And I was like, I hope he sees this. I hope he realizes, like,
subtweet.
I need you to touch me, please. I am so touch starved, I might shrivel up and die. And then on the same note, what was the hardest part, or what is the hardest part about having a different love language than your partner? And like I said, I think it's just that you feel almost disconnected, or like you said earlier, unfulfilled.
Yeah. I think it also makes it hard because I feel like you have to work a little bit more at it. So it's something that takes at least for a while until you get into the rhythm of it, but it takes active thought to be like, oh, okay, you know, this isn't something that I am going to instinctively do because it's not my love language, but this is something that they enjoy. So you kind of have to go a little more out of your way and purposefully do it. Whereas if your love languages match up, a lot of the times it's just something that you do naturally because it's how you receive love. So it's how you show love. So it takes a little bit less purposeful thought, intention, whatever.
Yeah, and I think, like, spinning off of what Elaina said, it's like you hold your partner up to higher standards or specific standards that they might not even realize.
Right.
That's like what you're expecting. So I think that's when the roads become rocky and there's like really no way of you basically putting that out in front of them, being like, this is what I would like, this is how I want to receive it, unless you have that talk, unless you take this quiz, unless you understand how they would want to receive and reciprocate love. So
do you think it's ever too late in a relationship to have that conversation about love languages?
No. Never. You can have that bitch whenever you want.
That bitch.
Yeah. I don't think it's ever too late. I think it gets into a weird spot if you're already feeling super unfulfilled or unhappy, or there's already something that's, you know, kind of gone wrong in the relationship. I think it'll definitely be hard to just all of a sudden, you know, feel fine. I don't know. But I don't think it's ever too late. I think if you're listening to this and you've realized that you haven't had that talk, like, just have it.
Yeah, coming from someone who looks back on their relationship and I still don't know.
Right.
Have that talk. It's not going to hurt. It's probably going to benefit both of you at the same time. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally agree. Do you think people... Do you think people with different love languages can thrive in a relationship?
Yes.
Yes.
Because this goes back to the time where I was like, physical touch, oh my God. barf me, like never.
Barf you?
Barf me.
Okay. You're sticking with that.
But like it goes back to that point being that's something I never saw myself doing, never saw myself being comfortable with. And me and my partner were both kind of on the same page, but yeah, we tried it together.
Yeah.
So like I feel like I say every time, you can't knock until you try it. So
Yeah.
but like it's true.
No,
You
you're
really
right.
can't-
But
like I can't say no to any of these forms of receiving love or reciprocating love until I try them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, and at first I tried physical love and I was like, oh my God, that's terrifying.
Right.
And I hated it. And
Go
then
back
I
into your
met someone
shell.
who was kind of in the same place with me and it worked.
Yeah.
So honestly, go for it.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think kind of going off what I said earlier, it's going to take more thought. It's going to take more time and effort. You're going to have to work at it a little bit more. But I think you can definitely thrive. And kind of what Charlotte said, I think after a while of you making that
Conscious decision.
conscious decision to do those things that your partner enjoys, after a while it will just become kind of second nature.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of getting past that, okay, I have to do this. This is something that they enjoy, and getting in the rhythm of it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And I think it can only thrive if both partners put in the work.
Oh, for sure.
Or all
yeah.
partners.
Yeah.
If you're polyamorous.
Well, yeah, because that's another thing. Like, if you don't go into this open-minded, you're not going to be able to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So, at first I wanted physical touch, and I was like, absolutely not. But here I am being like, hey, I don't really hate it as much as I thought I did.
It's fine.
It's fine. Like, yeah, we
not
can
terrible.
like hold hands for like a second or two, and then I want my fucking hand
She's
back.
got a
bitch.
timer. Her fucking Apple Watch.
What's that? Oh, that's my timer, bitch. Get the fuck off my hand.
It's like when your Apple Watch tells you to like stand up and breathe or whatever.
Did you send her that TikTok?
Yes, I did.
Fucking love that.
I literally I sent it to you and I said Char and I sent it to Char and I said you.
Oh, it's so good.
And would you date somebody with a different love language?
Bitch,
Yeah.
I have.
You don't know that, Charlotte.
Yeah, honestly, accurately, I don't, but I could tell I did.
Yeah, I would.
Same. Okay,
Can't
cool.
knock
I mean,
it till
I'm
you try
in a
it, bitches.
relationship, so
Have you had that conversation with him?
yeah, we had that conversation really early on, which I thought was nice.
Oh, that is nice.
So,
And we've kind of already answered this. Do you think it's important to talk about love languages with your partner? We've all said yes. So,
Fuck yes, it's
How do
something I
you-
wish I had done.
how do you start that conversation?
Hey, bitch, what's your love language?
I feel like my answer to all of these questions, where it's how do I talk to someone about this, or how do I start this conversation, my
Just
answer is always
it.
just fucking do it. Just go up to that person, text them, whatever.
Elena's the
be
most
like,
straightforward
hey,
bitch I've ever
what
met.
is
and I
your
love it.
love language?
For all my bitches out there, you know that moment when you're like in bed and you guys are either like about to switch to the next episode, deciding what to watch, and you're both laying there. Pause that shit. It's called the space bar if you didn't know what I'm talking about. And you go, hey, babe, I'm just curious. What's your love language?
Just
like I've been thinking about.
roll
That's
over
done.
and be like,
Yeah.
And you can
"Hey."
thank me later.
Yeah, literally. Or you can just fucking send them the link to the quiz and be like, hey, take this and send me your
Just
results.
text it to them.
I mean,
I feel like a paranoid guy would get that text from his girlfriend and be like, shit, this is a test. Shit, I'm gonna fail.
I'm being tested.
it's not a test though. It's just a quiz.
Right, we just want to know more about you.
We just want to know all your faults because there are so many.
We already know them though. We just want to know your love language.
Yeah.
For the 30% out there,
29%.
take this and you'll be getting even better.
But no, there's actually a section there. So there's sections for couples, for singles. There's a whole section for men.
There you go.
Oh my god, you and your boyfriend should take the couples one and see what happens.
And have him take the men one.
Okay.
Because he's a man.
He's a man.
Amen.
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 All right. And now kind of switching gears from relationships, I think love languages are super important in friendships because I actually talked with my roommate Emily and then our friend Howie. We had a whole conversation about our love languages, not only in our relationships, but in our friendships.
Yeah.
And so I think it's super important. And I they also think it's super important. I wanted to share that with you.
So glad I know that.
So do you guys think it's important to have these discussions in friendships?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had that
I was gonna say
discussion
the
with any
same
of my
thing.
other friends.
We've literally had this discussion so many times.
Well, with any of my other friends.
You don't have any other friends.
With any of my other
Wow.
friends.
Name them. Name one other friend.
Pepper.
My cat.
That's her cat, by the way.
No, but honest to God, I've never had this conversation with any of my friends. And I have like all different kinds of friends, weirdos, drunks.
It's us. We're all of
Those
them.
are the main
We're
categories.
weirdos and drunks.
But it's weird because I would never know their
Yeah.
love languages.
Yeah.
But also I feel like with love language, like I feel like you look at me as a person and you can like think all you want, but I might not show you also my side of love.
Right.
Like in our friendship, like I might keep that like kind of like in the bedroom and then like outside be like this whole different person.
Right.
And yeah, I said in the bedroom, bitches.
Yeah,
Get over it.
was
Thank you.
just a way to word that. Okay.
But yeah, because I feel like my love language with my friends is very different from with my significant other.
Interesting.
okay.
Like I feel like I actually have physical touch with my friends a lot more
well, we kind of
than I would with my significant other, which is like kind of weird, but it works.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, my next question is, do you think your love languages are the same with your friends as they are with your partner? And clearly you don't.
No.
I think mine's the same as my last answer this way. There's a little bit of overlap, but also, so my first one's quality time, and I do think that with my friends that is a big one for me. But my second one is physical touch, and I'm not super touchy with my friends. Like, I'm not against it, but I'm not like Emily, who, like, Emily will just tackle you and cuddle you, and I'm totally down, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to be physical with my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think Elaina and I are very similar in this way where
Yeah.
we're just not physical touch people, but we're 100% quality time
Mhm.
and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
100%. That's like what we put first
Yeah.
before physical touch.
Char, your biggest is gifts. Like, I mean, with friendship, like, that's so different.
See, like, I think with friendship, I don't see gifts with friendship. I would see, like, writing, if you and your friend were like long distance, like writing letters, or like for my sake, all my friends are in New York right now, so I make time during my day to FaceTime them every day.
Oh, yeah. Charlotte
So-
FaceTimes her friends. Even me, because I'm in Nashville, like, she calls me all the time. When we were
Right.
living in the same house, she calls all of her New York friends all the time.
Yeah, and like I think that's quality time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like with my friends, quality time is number one. Like
Yeah.
I will make time for you whether you're here or whether you're states away.
Yeah.
While with my significant other, I think gifts is where I would lean more towards.
Right.
So basically what I'm seeing is all my friends just want gifts from me now. So
I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm expecting it. You guys are coming up for my birthday, and
bitch, I'm not buying you a fucking gift. It's
Gifts,
not like
gimme,
you're turning
gimme.
23 or something.
Gimme,
I'm
gimme.
irrelevant. Nobody likes you when you're 23.
Fucking old.
But I think, I mean, physical touch is just my overarching love language with my
Yeah.
friends, my family,
It's
my
disgusting.
partners. Like, even if it's small, like, I will always hug my friends when I see them and when I leave.
Yeah.
Like, I don't just, like, that's so hard to just not hug my friends. And obviously, I have some friends that are not touchy people, and I respect that. But,
My name is
well, no,
Charlotte.
not you guys, but
She
like
doesn't respect you.
our friend Amelie is like not a super touchy person, but when we get drunk together, she is. So like I
Yeah.
know that I can like hug her and all of that because she feels
Yeah.
a lot more comfortable with it. But then I think something.
See, that made me uncomfy. I didn't like that.
I just put my
Especially
hand.
because I wasn't looking. I
I
was
just-
like itching my eye,
just
and
put
all of
my-
a sudden I feel her hand on my thigh, and I was like,
Ooh,
what?
That's too much. That's different.
I felt this was the moment that our physical touch just goes.
You're like, it's as good a moment as any.
I just did it back to
Like-
her, and she goes, ugh.
That like warm temperature on my leg right now is just not what I wanted.
But then I also realize that words of affirmation are a huge part of my friendships, especially when I start getting really close to people.
Yeah.
Because like I've said before, my roommate Emily and Howie and I all got really close when we were allowed to start seeing people after quarantine. And I have found myself taking more time with friends to be like, hey, like, you are really important to me. Like, our friendship means a lot to me. Like, I think you are really great in all of these respects. And it mostly happens when I'm drunk.
Right.
But it doesn't mean any less. But that's like, I feel like people receive it a lot better if I just start randomly spewing out like how much I love someone when we're drunk than like when we're sober and like at a fucking Denny's or something. Like,
You're never sober
See,
at a Denny's.
okay, that's
be real.
where
I'm sorry,
that's
okay.
where I differ from you. I despise people who get drunk and is like, oh my god, I love you so much. Like,
but-
fucking bitch. No, like, there is the door, bitch. Like,
No,
I
but
don't want that
say it
energy
like
in
that.
here.
Like, Emily and I, my roommate and I have gotten like drunk together or whatever, and I'm like, no, I genuinely want you to know, like, I really think you're a great friend. Like, I really admire these things about you. And she's done the same thing to me, and it's like, it's just a nice, like, little genuine moment. It's not like I'm like, oh my god, bitch, I fucking love you. Like, that's, I'm not like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. but,
Emily's more like, over the years I've noticed that whenever you drink with Emily, and not like going out and drinking, but whenever you drink with Emily, you eventually at some point that evening end up having like a really like heart to
I'm
heart,
so fucking emo.
and
I'm
and it's
so
not like
emo.
it's nice. I enjoy it as well. I'm not gonna say I don't, but
my
it's
thing
funny.
is me personally, I would rather that conversation when we're sober and not have alcohol, because I'm just a person who sees like
it's the alcohol
something
speaking.
like something that's in the way of it being a genuine conversation, and I just want the genuine conversation. Like, if you're going to say it to me, you shouldn't have to have something in between us, or like take something to say it. Like, I just want you to say it, which I think like is different for some people, because those who aren't like an upfront person and kind of shy, like, that's where
They
their
need that.
true identity is exposed,
Yeah.
which is great for them.
Right.
But like me, I kind of want to just be like, say it to my face, bitch.
Well, yeah, and I think, you know, as I get closer to people, I can have those conversations sober, and I think it also plays into quality time, because now with, you know, Howie and Emily, we have spent a lot of quality time, and it's time that we've used to like get to know each other, really dive into super deep topics, and like when we're completely sober, and it's but like sometimes I'll use that little drunk emo Emily as an opening to like get to be open with somebody and see how they react to it. But yeah, so I think those are my top 3 anyway, so those are pretty much the same. But
Good.
that is the end of my part.
Wow,
We fucking
made
made it through. Elaina, or whoever edits this, I'm so fucking sorry.
It's gonna be okay.
Holy shit. It's probably gonna be me. You're gonna be like, I don't want to edit this at all.
We'll see.
Gang bang.
Gangbang time.
Gang bang.
Gang gang, bitches. It's game time.
Woo!
All right.
Woo!
We're doing...
Let me guess. Would you rather?
Bitch, you know what my game is. You can't guess.
Wow, I wonder when you came up with this. This is such a great idea.
Oh my god.
I came up with this about less than half an hour before the episode. Like, probably 20 minutes before. Had a panic attack while writing it, but, you know, we're here to tell the tale, so here we are.
And it's gonna be great.
Okay.
On the fly.
It's... Literally. This is a lovely game I'd like to call Would You Rather. Love language.
Ew, stop it.
A
The
style.
smooth sounds.
Style. Of would you rather?
All right. First question. Would you rather a card or flowers?
Card.
I don't know.
I like both. If you can give me both together.
No, bitch. It's only one.
I said card.
I would say flowers, just because I don't really get them that often.
Remember that one time that I got you flowers?
Oh my god, it made me cry. It's fine.
She was having a really bad day, and so I got her flowers, and I think I got you something else. I can't remember, but I definitely remember the
It
flowers.
wasn't when the two of us. I think it was when just the two of us lived together.
Correct.
It was so
I
nice.
would rather a card.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Would you rather a planned visit or surprised?
Ooh, surprise.
I think surprise too.
I would do planned. Surprise would
Oh my
give me
gosh,
anxiety.
I gotta tell you a story. So I was having a really terrible day, and I had been talking to my main ex, and I was just like, all of these things are going wrong all day. And he was like, okay, let's like FaceTime tonight at 7:30. I was like, okay. He's like, I just want to be there for you. Like, I'm sorry I can't be up there, whatever. And my big was dropping me off at my dorm. Her and her boyfriend, now husband, love you guys. And they were pulling up to my dorm, and I was texting him. And I called him as soon as I got out of the car. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, I'm running upstairs. Let's FaceTime in a minute. And he's like, oh, I don't think we need to FaceTime anymore. And I go, why? And he steps out from behind this giant tree in front of my dorm room. And he goes, because I'm here. And I cried.
That's really cute.
It was really nice. It was like, I needed that.
I've had a couple surprise visits, and I think they're nice.
They give me anxiety.
Oh my god. Or even, like, there have been a couple times where my boyfriend will, I don't know, like his work schedule will get shifted and he'll get off earlier than he was supposed to or something like that, and he'll surprise me with that. So it's not like a visit, but, you know, it's still fun.
I have so many things planned that I would be like,
yeah,
oh my
your
God,
your calendar's
I
too
have
booked.
to cancel everything I had planned tomorrow.
It's not in the planner.
I don't get surprised as much as I want to. Like, I've never had a surprise party. I've never, like, I don't know. I just like, I like to be surprised because if someone tells
suck.
me, you suck. Anyway, sorry, we're getting off topic. Go ahead.
Anyway, would you rather hold hands in public or have him hold you around the back?
If we're walking, hands are just easier in general, but like
Correct.
a touch to my lower back or like around my hips just is like a little spicy.
No, I agree with everything Emily just said. If we're walking, hands. If we're standing somewhere, back.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't touch me.
Okay. No, you have to pick one, Char. You always make us pick.
Like a pinky.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll take it.
Whole hand.
So that's like
gonna
holding hands.
palm
But
it.
I'd put my timer on.
Oh my god.
Would you rather them say
Like fucking Ben 10.
Sorry, bitch, that's my timer. Get the fuck
Get off me.
Would you rather them say, I'm proud of you, ... or damn, you look so good, ...
I'm proud of you.
Damn, you look so good. No, because, like, I know you're proud of me, whatever, but, like, damn, you look so good.
Oh my god.
I'm also, like,
I
not
would
in a
also do
serious
the-
relationship, and,
That's
like,
so funny.
I don't know. I know you're proud of me, but, like, the like, reinforcement of, like, damn, you look so good, I'm still so attracted to you is, like, chef kiss.
Yeah.
I agree with Emily, yeah. Would you rather them help you with one of your personal tasks
Mm-hmm.
or run errands for you?
I'm a little bit of a control freak with my personal tasks, so I would rather you run errands for me.
I would.
But what
I
if they
would
fuck
agree.
that up?
Well, running errands as in, like, I can't go to the grocery store today. Here's
You
the
make a
list.
good
Can
point.
you just, like, go get them?
Yeah, but like a lot of men would fuck up the
You
list.
know, honestly, okay, I'm gonna take the wheel on this one. Men, you should go run errands for us, and while you're at Publix or some shit, get us some flowers.
Yes.
You win it all.
Or
Yeah.
ice
You'd
cream.
win it
Or
all.
whatever your significant other loves the most. For me, it's ice cream.
Me,
For
it's
other people,
cheesecake.
it's cheesecake, flowers.
Gives me cheesecake all the time from the store. That's why I've gained weight.
It's
He
that
just gets me
cheesecake
cheesecake.
relationship weight. But I'd say if running errands, like, a personal task, if it's like something I need to do around the house or something, like washing the dishes or like doing laundry or whatever, I would rather them do that than
Correct,
run
me
errands for
too.
me. But if it's a personal task, like something I need to do in a specific way, I would rather them run errands.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, anyway.
Does that make sense? Anyway.
Would you rather them cuddle you or make dinner?
Ooh, make dinner.
Oh.
I hate cooking.
I
would
love
say make dinner.
cooking. I would say,
Both?
guys, I haven't been in a relationship in so.
It has not been that long.
It has been 10 months.
Not even a year, bitch.
Bitch, I'm about to hit a year. Fuck off.
I don't know. I'd say make dinner because that's not something that I'm used to versus like cuddling is something that I'm very used to. So like the surprise element of somebody making me dinner would make me the happiest.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a very touchy person.
Make me dessert, bitch.
Oh, hell
No,
yeah.
you make the dinner, I'll make the dessert.
I'll be the dessert.
Hey!
Would you rather a text or a phone call?
It depends on if I'm busy.
Yeah. But I mean a phone call if I have time.
I like a FaceTime call.
Yeah.
Give me your face.
Look at me.
No, I'm too busy for that shit. Just fucking text me.
You FaceTime people all the time
It's sporadic.
for that exact reason.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
No, if I'm like gonna have a genuine call with you, we gotta schedule it.
No, you literally call me all the time, Charlotte.
It doesn't have to be like a sit down heart to heart over FaceTime.
Okay, like
I know,
with,
you
but
don't
you're not my
schedule.
significant other, Emily. How many times do I need to tell you
Charlotte,
this?
don't fucking diminish what we have. I can't take it anymore.
I'll be texting you next time.
Fuck you. I won't answer.
Okay. Would you rather them send a gift or come visit?
Come visit.
Come visit.
You know we don't like gifts.
Yeah, fuck gifts.
Fuck it. No, just kidding. I mean, I do love gifts. But
Okay, the only reason I like gifts in this point is because I don't have time to have them visit.
you are the most ridiculous person I've ever met in my whole life.
Correct. Next question. Would you rather them clean your room or take your car in for you?
Clean my room.
Take my car in. Don't touch my stuff. You don't know where it goes.
Yo, same. I'm with
Because
Emily on this.
if I don't have to leave, yeah, take my car in. They're going to overcharge me anyway because I'm a woman. Don't touch my stuff. You don't know where it goes.
Yo, retweet.
I mean, I get that, but if you could, like, in a perfect world, if you could perfectly clean my room for me, I would rather you do that.
Don't touch my goddamn stuff.
A slight thing, but I realized after a couple times of having him do it, cleans the bathroom so much better than me, so I'm always like, nah, you got it. He did it a couple times, and I was like, it looks so good. Like, it would
How
not
do you
look
fuck
this
up
good if I
cleaning the
had done it.
bathroom, Elaina?
I mean, I don't fuck it up, but he's just, like, so thorough with it that it was, like, so wonderful. I don't know.
Yeah, bathrooms are kind of the biggest bitch to clean.
Yeah. So I was like, nah, you got it. You can do that from now on.
This is your room.
Yeah.
This is your rent.
You can sleep there.
All right, last one. Would you rather them call you on the way home or pick up a bottle of wine and flowers?
Wine and flowers, baby.
Same, actually.
That's a gift, bitches!
All right, we have three. That's our 3%.
So basically,
Yeah, that's my
That
3%.
is our 3%, Charlotte.
Bottle of wine, flowers,
Flowers.
and cheesecake.
Oh.
cheesecake wasn't in the option.
No, but those are my 3%.
Yeah.
Each is 1%.
Yeah, so basically wrapping up the episode, they like gifts. Thank you.
All right,
Goodbye.
nobody doesn't like gifts. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that isn't the way I feel the most loved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, if
yeah,
all
yeah,
you
yeah.
did was buy me
Yeah,
gifts.
yeah, yeah.
That's why everyone loves Christmas. Like, everyone loves gifts. It doesn't mean I don't love
Honestly,
gifts.
one of the best gifts I got was when I was working a double and my ex brought me lunch. That made my day.
Right?
That made my day.
Yeah.
Well, 'cause
And it was the
food.
smallest gesture ever. He didn't have to buy shit. He made that shit, brought it, wrote a little note on the brown bag, and I was
See,
like,
that was an
this is
act of
great.
service.
It is an act of service.
Shit. Maybe
dingle.
gifts aren't everything.
There you go.
I think it's everyone. My leaving comment, my comment I leave you all with, is that genuinely, most acts of love are a mixture of 2 or more love languages, and how you take it just depends on how you want to feel loved from the other person.
Mic
Big
drop.
agree.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Babes and Bad Decisions and on Twitter at BABD Podcast. Email us at babesandbaddecisions@gmail.com. And you can now also find all of our episodes and videos on our YouTube channel. Just search Babes and Bad Decisions Podcast. If you like us and want to support us, please take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/babesandbaddecisions. All right, Em, what's our outro phrase for today?
And just really quick before I do the outro phrase, I do want to emphasize, if you guys could help us out on iTunes with rating and reviewing, it would really mean a lot. It boosts who sees us, and we can get new listeners and put out more fun stuff. And then on Patreon, if you go check out our levels and all the things we offer on there, that would also be exceptionally cool of you.
Yeah.
So, our outro phrase for today is...
She's gearing up for it.
You suck! Have a great day.
All right, y'all. Thanks so much for listening.
Bye.
Bye.